Thank you all for being out here this afternoon, especially on a Saturday. And I know many of you came up from the parade, so a huge thank you for making the commitment to come up from the parade. My name is Greg Slater. I'm the State Highway Administrator for MDOT. And we're coming out here today to really get started on a big day. I know many of you were hoping to see Governor Hogan here today. Unfortunately, he has to pass on his regrets. He got called into a last minute. It was a funeral that he had to attend to today. So he was looking forward to attending Autumn Glory as well as being out here for this groundbreaking with many of the important efforts and important people that are out here today. But unfortunately, he was not able to do that. But let me take a few minutes and recognize some guests that we have here today. Of course, Senator George Edwards is here. Delegate Mike McKay. Delegate Wendell Beitzel. We have Heather Campbell here from Senator Cardin's office. From the town of Grantsville, we have Councilmember Michael Downton. Councilmember Emily Newman Edwards. From the Garrett County Board of Commissioners, we have Chairman Paul Edwards. I know Paul's here somewhere. We have Councilman Blake Walker here as well from Grantsville. We have some West Virginia guests here today, so it's really great to see that. We have Mineral County Commissioner Richard Lechleiter. Okay. Also, Mineral County Commissioner Jerry Wisner. From Pennsylvania, we have some of our Somerset County officials here. Commissioner Gerald Walker. And Commissioner John Vadavuk. So at this point, I always know that I missed somebody. So are there any other elected officials that I missed here that are with us today? I know a lot of people, elected and non-elected, worked on this project, so we want to make sure we recognize everybody. I know as well from the county, we have Debbie Carpenter from Planning and Zoning. And I know I saw Greater Cumberland here today. A couple different generations of Greater Cumberland. And Patty Manown from the Greater County, from the Chamber of Commerce. Great. Well, thank you all, and really thank you to everyone for being here today, and to the members of the Maryland delegation, including Senator Edwards, the Garrett County Board of Commissioners, the county officials, the residents, and everybody that's worked hard on this project for, I'd like to say many years, but I think it's been many decades. So today is a special and much anticipated day. I know I've personally worked on this project for at least 15 years. So I know we've been through a lot on this one, and I am happy to announce today that we are beginning the US 219 construction project. This is a multi-phase project to deliver a new 4-lane US 219, the roadway behind us, you'll see will turn into Business 219, and we'll have a new US 219 allowing easier access for trucks and commerce and all the travelers up and down that corridor. This project has been a high priority for thousands of residents and travelers for decades and will benefit Maryland, Western Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and the entire region. We are reconstructing a highway system that will enhance safety, encourage tourism, support commerce and economic development throughout the region. This project will keep Marylanders safe and the region safe and moving for generations and give everyone a better trip. Investing in transportation by making the best use of funds ensures that everyone in every corner of the state benefits. Garrett County is a unique and special part of Maryland that experiences the best of every season. Right now, you're standing near what will serve. It's harvest season. Right now, you're standing near what will serve as the new travel lanes on US 219, and the construction is starting now. We expect this 1.4-mile roadway between I-68 and Old Salisbury Road to be complete and open to traffic by the summer of 2021. As you can see from this graphic, we'll have new connections with very large roundabouts and turn lanes that will be built to ensure safe travel between US 219 and the current 219, which will become Business 219. Both roads will run parallel to one another and provide access for planned development in Grantsville and the Chestnut Ridge area. This is a $61.5 million project. It means improving the safety of travelers and an open road for economic development for the Appalachian region. I want to personally thank, on behalf of the governor and as the administrator of M.SHA, we had a lot of dedicated state, local, and county employees working on this project over the decades, and I know I see a lot of them here. I even see some of our consultant engineers working with us today. Investing in transportation not only enhances safety, but it creates opportunities for economic development, education, housing, and recreation, all of which contribute to building and enhancing the quality of life in Garrett County. Projects such as US 219 construction are helping to change Maryland for the better. Governor Hogan made a commitment to invest in transportation projects all over the state, and this is a great example of that effort and that commitment. So we are pleased to deliver another critical transportation project in this state. I'm honored to be out here today as part of this special day, so I want to thank you and introduce Senator George Edwards to come up and say a few remarks.
Thank you, Greg. What a great day for Garrett County here today, right? I mean, we've only been waiting for this for about 80 years. I'm still a young guy, but I can remember, this road, they bought 4-lane right-of-way here. They got 4-lane right-of-way clear to the Pennsylvania line. Everybody kept saying, when are we going to get the other 2 lanes? Well, we're going to get them, finally. I want to thank, first of all, the governor. Some of you heard me say this before, this little story, but when he ran for office, before he got elected, we were at a meeting, I think in Cumberland. I said, Governor, we got a road in Garrett County we need to have completed. And I explained it to him. He said, well, we'll take a look at it. So he came back about a month later and he said, we're going to do that road. So the governor really has put forth an effort, and I thank him, and I know all you do too, for the job he's done in getting this completed. Now we're only going not clear to the line, but we're going to buy the right-of-way to the Pennsylvania line, where we've agreed to meet with Pennsylvania. So we'll be able to finish it sometime in the future when hopefully Pennsylvania will come from Myersdale to here. And I want to thank, there's a couple people here, if I can do this very quickly, and I'm certain people have been involved. Senator Cardin, who you're going to hear from his staff here in a minute, been very involved in the ARC program, the Appalachian Road System, which this is part of, and has got legislation passed to keep this thing moving forward till we get to the point we're at. And Mr. Roadway himself here, Dave Moe, who's probably put more effort and energy into this than anybody I know to help get to this point, and working not only with this project, but looking at the south part, which would be 220 down into West Virginia. We have Commissioner Lecklider, Commissioner Vadavuk here, who work with the group that meets, what do we meet, quarterly or something like that, on this north-south corridor. Put a lot of effort into this. So I want to ask you all to do something, to hopefully get this completed, is to write our federal senators and congressmen in West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania and tell them to pass legislation to fund the completion of the ARC road system that they promised years ago when they passed the original bill to build the system. There's only a couple of them left. This is one. And this goes through the poorest parts of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and West Virginia. And it really would add to our economic prosperity and hopefully help us attract businesses, which I think you're going to find out before too long even this little piece here is going to do, as we've been talking to some people who are interested in putting some companies here as we speak today. So this is really a combination of a lot of hard work by a lot of people. We need to continue that forward movement. And I know all you here have that interest, so we all need to keep working on it and keep beating on the funding authorities to get the money to do this. And we look forward to, what did you say, 2 years? We'll be back here cutting a ribbon. They're going to be cutting a ribbon in Pennsylvania sometime, I think, in November. We think. From Somerset to Meyersdale, which will add another big piece to this whole project. Greg's been very supportive. He first time I really got to talk to him, we met over in Meyersdale on this. He tells me, he says it's going to cost $300 million just to build this road from here, 2 mile there, 2.5 miles of road, $300 million. I said, well, Pennsylvania's doing 11 miles or whatever it is with about 7 bridges, and they're going to build it for less than $300 million. I said, can you sharpen your pencil? So the next time we met, he got it down to $200 and some million. So you can see what we're talking about here now. That doesn't go clear over there, so you probably have to add about 30 million more to that. So it'll be probably less than $100 million, depending when we get to finish the rest of it. So, John, I'm going to give you the sheet here. You can take it to Pennsylvania and say, here's what it's costing for this piece. Their number might come down a little bit over there, too. But I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this and all of those of you who will have some interest in it when it's done. Thanks for all your help and support. My colleagues here, one of them's still on the road. I don't know where he's at. He'll get here at some point in time. But Mike and Wendell, delegation members who put a lot of time and effort in this, the county commissioners, the mayor and council of Grantsville all work together to make this come to fruition. And the federal officials particularly have been very helpful, and we appreciate your support on this. So with that, thank you all very much, and we look forward to coming back in 2 years and cutting the ribbon and see who drives the first car over it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And as we move through this a little bit today, I think when I think about this project, to me, this is the way government should work. This is state government, federal government, local government. A lot of us have worked on this effort for many, many years, along with the private sector and folks like Dave in Greater Cumberland and the whole regional effort. States working together, the federal government working together, everybody working together, and we're out here today. So before we really break ground, I wanted to bring Heather up here for a few minutes, and she wants to read a letter from Senator Cardin.
Thank you very much. It is my honor to be here on behalf of Senator Cardin, who is unfortunately unable to join us today, but he did send a letter for me to read, which says, "Dear friends, construction of the Maryland leg of the North-South Appalachian Highway is the culmination of a 20-year regional partnership that has been championed and supported in Maryland by 3 governors, 3 United States senators, 2 members of Congress, and many local community members and elected officials. The importance of the advocacy effort led by the Greater Cumberland Committee, in particular, cannot be understated. Dave Moe and his team have been tireless in their efforts to engage elected leaders and transportation officials in Washington, D.C. and in 3 states to help keep the project moving forward. Together, we've overcome some difficult challenges along the way. When others in Congress took steps to eliminate the Appalachian Development Highway System, I was proud to lead the fight to include language in the MAP 21 Transportation Authorization Bill that enabled and incentivized Pennsylvania and Maryland to use their previously allocated federal ADHS funds to complete their respective portions of the North-South Appalachian Highway. I'm pleased that Governor Hogan shares my commitment to using these federal funds to completing the Maryland portion of this project, in spite of a long list of competing transportation priorities across the state. As we celebrate today's achievement, we must prepare ourselves for the hard work ahead to complete the remaining links in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and West Virginia of this critical route for commerce and tourism in the region. I offer my congratulations to everyone who has fought so hard to reach this point, and I look forward to our continued work together to achieve economic growth and prosperity in Mountain Maryland. Sincerely, Benjamin L. Cardin, United States Senator. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Heather. At this point, let's break ground. Come on up.
One, two, three.